Hello, the clock is 23:27, Tuesday, the 11th December 2018, and Merry Christmas out there. We are live. As you have seen on the title, I put Matrix in my title because I think this is up in the time with that movie, and I will nothing bad say about the production because it's a great movie. But I think they can have develop a whole way of looking at the world today through movie productions. I want to put myself a little bit into the story, the Matrix story, and I want to try to explain how I see it. You see Neo working on a normal work, and that's how we shall see everybody, that everybody have their work, but they don't see they are enslaved through that movie. I will not say that there's something bad about working, because I don't think there's something bad about working. But if we shall take the example of the movie and we shall comparing it with our reality, how we live in our reality today, how can we compare the Matrix with our reality? If not, we shall take the example of the Matrix uh, as it is and putting it over our world, because we cannot. But we can take the idea into our reality. How do we do that? We are looking as us as humans, and then we are comparing it to the movie. If we shall look on every young people in our system, we are dependent on every young people in our system. Why is that? Because we know that every young people have the energy to serve those that's older. We know that on work too, that if somebody that's a little bit older, he will maybe be a little bit slower in the work, and there will be a lot of complaining maybe on a work if the one that's a little bit older that he's a little bit slower than the younger. So we are definitely dependent on young powercraft in our society. In this example, we can definitely comparing that part to the movie. Like you're seeing all the fields where they are growing people, and that is actually what we are doing in our society. Yes, we are growing a lot of young people and giving them educations in our system, so someday they can go out on that field where they are being grown and take their room in our society, because we are dependent on their younghood in our society. When you see all the fields with humans, they are kind of charged, as you see it in the movie too. We can compare that with our younghood too. And if we don't any longer have that energy, we will be kicked out from the system. We are used and is no longer a value in the production in our system because we cannot deliver. Then we are going to be retired, and the system will take care of us in the end. Maybe that's not a very nice life to have because we maybe don't know earned as many money as we did when we was in the system. We can actually take that example too in the Matrix, where you see the bad person. What is his name now? Ah, I don't remember, but you can just see it again, where he actually asked the Matrix to be plugged in into the system again because he is tired of the food he shall eat, and he is tired of the way of living. So he wants to be plugged in the system and have a red beef and a kind of a life, even if it's not a life and just an imagination. But comparing with the reality, how can we take that from the movie? Is our system a kind of uh, a fake reality because we believe so much in our system? That's actually what the movie shows us, and we can actually give it maybe a little bit right that it is a kind of a fake, that we are dependent on that because if you did get all the money and you did not pay the tax, maybe what the movie is showing us is that all that money you will get without paying tax, that you could actually just put that to the side and it will be maybe more for you in the end than if you are uh, paying to a system where there's a lot of waste of that money in many ways, that you actually can maybe faster build up a life if you did not pay that tax. So through the movie, we can, if you believe on that, we can definitely take the world, that there is a part of our world that we have grown up to believe in, and that part is maybe not real because we don't know better. We have never lived without it. But then we come to a clip in the movie too, and this movie is very famous, um, where he meet Morpheus, and Morpheus offer him to see another world than what he know. And you know that with the red pill and the blue pill, that if you take the blue pill, you stay in what everything always have been. You stay in that mind and nothing is changing. If you take the red pill, he will definitely show you how far the rabbit hole does go. I like this part too because, yeah, because maybe our system, in if you shall believe in this movie, that our system is producing man machine. And that is when you are adding the body something extra, and will go in the blood system and fire up the body, and you are kind of charged in a way different from others who don't is in persist of this. And when they say the rabbit hole, I did see it like this, that your balls, so to say, can have a a getaway kind of where it's floating in to the rest of the body, and in a way is charging up your body, and then you are suddenly the machine in the system in a way that they cannot explain. So they will call it a kind of otherworldly that we cannot see, because they are comparing this with all kind of religion that have been in our time since we know it. That's again when you see the end of the Matrix is explaining why they are comparing it with Jesus Christ, the hang on the cross. I did just see a movie, but I does not always take the opinions when they create the movies on the net when they're talking about movies, because a lot of it is produced to take you in another direction. So you the way you're interpreting it is in a wrong way, so to say, after their head, because it gives sense in their head in that way they are explaining it. So be careful when you see somebody talks about those movies. Not, yeah, it's just movies, it's just talking. So it depends on what you want to believe it. If you like this movie, from example, when he if he take the red pill, then they offer him to see the truth, and that truth, I don't believe in this case, I don't believe in the movie, because the pill is going in to taking that part away of the body that's charging up the body, and making them more like machine and man. When they take the red pill, they are removing the rabbit hole that's combining maybe brain, feet, arms, heart, of something extraordinary outside our own body. You could nearly say other worldly. And here the picture from the Matrix is coming into the movie in the way that we all is in a kind of in a sleep. This one that all of us is in a kind of sleep. That one is very true in the movie, that all of us is in a kind of this infection, otherworldly um, infection, if you can so say it like that. And now they offer you the cure so you can see how much you've been in sleep. In this part, I compare this very much with the mental hospital, a lot actually, that they offer us the cure so we can see how much we have been in sleep. On this part, as I see it, I think they are actually kind of wrong, because I don't think they've been in that sleep in the way they put it. I think the awareness of those people that have been in sleep have been much more aware. um, and this part is very hard to explain, because can you imagine to be much more aware than everybody else, but then in the same time, you are in sleep to everybody? Does that explain it? But it's a very great movie because it's putting a focus on this uh, um, on this that many things is all about. Now you see the process that they are removing it from Neo, and he becomes awake. Now he is no longer in a sleep to everybody, but he begins to see uh, people in the same time of being very aware over much more than people actually know. And this is somehow colliding with our reality and beyond the reality that we understand. And is therefore is that you can see that he definitely have some extraordinary um, gifts that he actually can um, in the real world, that he actually have an effect in the real world because of his much more aware of both worlds. But it's actually our world, both of it. Not only the scene with when you see the pills, when they're giving Neo the pills, offering the choice. Not only that scene, but longer in the movie when they have take Morpheus. In that scene, it's definitely showing that there is definitely something about our mental hospital in this movie that the movie have definitely something to do with the people that they are putting on the mental hospital. And you could definitely say that many of them is living in a kind of another reality than our reality that our system is built on. And there's not room for those people because they have stepped a little bit aside. They have seen our world in a different way that maybe you and you and you will never accept that this is a reality too. This is our system too. So because you are not awakened to that side and that reality in our system, you will definitely maybe have the opinion over those people that they put on a mental hospital. You will definitely have the opinion about them that they are a kind of crazy because you have been asleep to that part of our system, because you are plugged in. So say you only see that, you can only relate to that. Everything outside your world, the world that you have grown into, everything else than that you cannot relate to. And therefore, for you, it will become crazy and not normal. About about the charging, I I've seen this, that the people who is in habit with this, that their eyes is bigger, and and they have more possibility in a way, but in the same time they are being pushed um, out of our society. When they, so say, through the movie is being awakened, you will see that their eyes become smaller because the process is simply to take it away what they have, because the religious people who don't want to allow them to stay put in the system, like through the movie, but wanna pluck them out. So say because they see them as very sick because of happening this extraordinary um, function in their body, that they see it like that they are extra charged. I have heard this one, if I shall comparing it with my own life, that they have said to me in many forms and ways that I should get the electricity out of my head. And here is, you can comparing it with the pills, and you can comparing it with the mental hospital, and that they actually are removing the the cell, a cell that I see as a another a cell that is missing a part. It's missing a part of its cell, so the cell have a much higher and much more way of uh, to produce itself, and that's why you can see the explosion kind of inside the body, and have a much more easier to layer the possibility of everything. It's it's like you nearly can take a bag on your back. It's not you, but you have it there. You understand what I mean? It becomes a part of you. I see it like that, but it's not a part of you. Through them, they want that we get sick in our back if we go too much with this back. So they will offer us the truth, a truth without the back. So they actually want to remove our back without asking us about it's okay. When Because they want to awake us to a reality that we become ordinary like everybody else. But we will never be ordinary with or without our back, because of being aware of already have carry around with that back. So nothing will never be the same. But what our system does is, yeah, because it's our system that's removing that back. So that can put us up to the question about the production of the matrix. Yeah, and that's here where it begins to become a little bit weird, don't you think? Now, the system offer us a life without the back, a back we are born with, a back that have maybe put us a little bit in sleep, and then in the same time give us uh, awareness much more higher than, not as how they represent it in the movie. I would more say that if I should comparing it with the movie, that Neo without a problem could move in and out in both worlds without being plugged in. They actually show that a little bit too in the end of the number two movie, kind of. But when the system take the back away, we change. We change. We transform. They try to make us ordinary, but nothing, when we are born with something and becomes kind of ordinary, in that progress, they can damage us. And they are much aware over that. Some people can get a heart problem because it's connected to the heart. Some people can get a kidney problems because it's connected to the kidneys. Maybe a liver failure too. It depends. The enlargement of the eyes will increase. No, sorry, the opposite. Um, when they remove it, and you can definitely see the damage that they actually are causing with removing it from their body. And then we can discuss about they actually are helping them or themselves, because through the movie they're showing it as they are helping them with giving them the offer, or offer they have to take. You understand? They have to take the offer. You, through the movie, he cannot just walk out of the room. If he wants to do that, he offer him, yes, the blue pill. That's true. But nobody will take the blue pill. You understand? They will not take it. Not if through the movie, but in reality, you does not get the offer. You understand? You cannot take the blue pill. There is no blue pill. There is only the red pill. And you are forced to take the red pill. So you are forced to awaken, even if you still want to stay in sleep. Like in sleep as they see it. So reality and the movie have definitely some wrong uh, perspective in the way that you can interpret it if you should comparing it with reality. Of course, this can put some questions up to the production of the movie, what the real cause with the movie is. I'm a fan of the movie because I think that it's putting the question up. So, not only here, but everywhere in the world, how we actually perceive our world. And can it be different? And will it ever be different? Would we accept a different reality? I think many will not, many would not accept a different reality. We are so dependent that what we have been taught is the reality, and we are not fools enslaved in a system, in a way of interpreted our reality. Nobody wanna be the idiot. Nobody. Definitely not if you have taken a long education and you have a good job and you have served in many years. Nobody want to be called stupid for have live out your life. And if they shall see a future with their children, why should they erase them with a different way of seeing our life? So the circle we keep on because of our proudness, because of how everything is. So it's a good movie. It's putting the questions out there. It's make us looking at everything and ourselves. But there's of course a part that many of you out there will never see, and that is the part that I'm showing how I see it. That part with the mental hospital, the part with your church, the part of prophecy, that part that's making us not like you. And even we are like you, but maybe you are just kind of lucky and is still in a kind of sleep without you're making a risk to be awakened, because that's how you can see it too. There's people that is making a risk, so they are being forced to get the choice with the pills. You understand? But it's not all of you who is risking other people's awakening from their sleep. So you can keep your life on and still pointing fingers after those that you think is crazy. Remember, insanity. Insanity is when you interpreted reality different than other people. That's insanity. That's what they say is insane. Like, for example, if you are constantly washing your clothes because it have a color and you believe that you can wash the color out, so you keep on washing the clothes. If you keep on doing it and the color don't change uh, color, it will keep on having its color, but the color will fade out. You more you're washing it and putting soap on it, of course. So in the end, you will get another color because you are washing it so many times instead of just going down and buy a new color. You can comparing that's kind of insane to keep on doing that. Uh, if you should comparing it, kind of. Or for example, you may be seeing things all around that some other people will not say is there, but for you, it's there. That can be insanity too. It's our way of interpreted reality. If if it's not accepted in our reality to interpret this reality differently, they will say you are insane because it's not accepted. Of course, insanity, of course, it can be insane. So, say it's not in all cases that insanity is a healthy mental, um, otherworldly, accepted insanity. Was that right? I hope so. It's on English. It's not on Danish, so it's another language than my own. I hope all uh, the words I'm using is correct. When we have somebody out there who putting questions up, who maybe see that our system can turn away from how it have always worked, that is actually moving with how the politic have been put together. If just one person can move everything and putting questions up and actually convince politic people, and not only politic but people that like through the movie we see as in sleep, if somebody can convince that we can turn everything upside down and do it in another way, if the theory is so good that um, they cannot really argument against the theory, then you become a threat. When you suddenly can prove your words, because you understand some of us have the words of prophecy. And if we have the words of prophecy, otherworldly awareness that we have been blessed to see, that they don't want us actually to have that blessing, because we become a threat to everything and how everything is working. So, like through the movie, they want to give us the offer to become ordinary. You see, I see the movie like a production from the system. That's how I see it. Because Neo is a threat to the system. And the system try try to get Neo. You understand? So it produced the movie in hope that Neo is watching it, in hope of moving Neo maybe in the little bit the wrong direction. And that's here. Everything is just so beautiful. Then you can talk about insanity. Insanity of those who becomes a threat to how everything have kept their power in years, and and enslave individuals like me, that the system have owned and used just for keeping everybody in work in our system, because they are the key product or otherworldly key product to keep the production up in our system. The production that you are surrounded of in your home, in your room. The creativity that our system is dependent on. It's making the wheels running around. No production, no work, no work, no money, no money. Yeah, you are left over to your own and the area you live in. Are you a free man then? Hmm, maybe. If you can survive, And that's where we talk about the system and being plugged in and disconnected, because it's hard life. It's damn hard life not to be plugged in. You have to find a way to survive. So, how the system have become is a way how we survive. But everybody that's plugged in the system can allow them to be lazy to the system, to our lives. And that's where we have a failure, because if somebody is lazy, it will be seen somewhere, because everybody is dependent on each other in this system. I will say thank to you all, and don't be too angry on me just because I put the movie up a little bit upside down, as how I have interpreted a little bit of it because of sharing a little bit with you. Thanks a lot. Good night. Sleep well. And once again, good Christmas.